rebidding all of them. You're spending $25,000 or so more than the low bid is, roughly. I just figured real quick. Can you delay it? What is the problem with getting new bids?
We could
$25,000.
We could absolutely rebid all of it.
That could do some work at another house or wherever.
There is funds in the grant for each one of these projects to go with the next lowest bidder, but we could absolutely rebid them. It would slow the process down of getting these homeowners some assistance. I would like to remind you that these homeowners are homeowners that were affected by Hurricane Matthew and not Hurricane Florence. Well, and also Hurricane Florence. So, but this is funds from Hurricane Matthew.
$25,000 a lot of money.
But this is one that was consistent of $1 million?
Yes, sir.
That's one that had $1 million appropriated for you to do those types.
Yes, sir. There was two grants. There was one. There was two separate ones. It was a DRA, which is housing repairs, and then there was what we refer to as HMDRA, hazard mitigation, where we do reconstructions, elevations.
So you can spend up to that limit.
Up to that limit
On different houses if needed.
Yes, sir.
So the money's appropriate to do it.
Yes, sir.
Without having problems.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Brett.
With all due respect, and I concur with the discussion that the chairman had, but at the same time, I feel for these homeowners that they've been waiting this long, and this is the money that's appropriated, the county's obviously not having to spend.
Correct.
But we get the heat and the pressure from these homeowners, and if the money's there, my recommendation, even though I concur, I like squeezing that dollar all I can, because it's still our money, would be to proceed with the next bid to get the work done in a timely manner. But at the same time, I can respect the chairman's opinion on that.
I make a motion that we accept the rebid the next lowest bid proposals to prepare the homes. I make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Caldwell, seconded by Mr. Brett. Any discussion? I go back to you. It's been 2 years. Another week or two is not going to matter. And say $25,000, we might fix another house or two. You got some on here for $8,000. It almost could fix 3 houses. Ms. Trevor?
I have a question on that. Is there a time frame that you have to solicit? I think there's a time frame.
14 days. So we put we have to put the bid out again. We'll put it out in the local newspaper. We send it to several contractors that we have on just a master list that have submitted in other places as well. And then we advertise it on the historically underutilized businesses website. And we can also advertise it on the integrated purchasing system with the state. But we have to give 14 days, and then once we
got to work it in their schedule.
Yes, sir. So we're talking another month. We're not talking another 2 weeks.
2 months.
Yes, sir.
Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No. Next item, please.
Item B is consider approving memorandum of agreement in the amount of $181,500 with NC Emergency Management. I'm going to ask him to speak to that. This was a new program to me, and he's very familiar with it.
Appreciate it.
So this is the State Acquisition Relocation Fund. This is money that's appropriated through the Disaster Recovery Acts of 2016, 17, and 18. It's funding for gap funding for those that we acquire through the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. So I can't remember right off the top of my head how many houses we have on to acquire, but it would up to $50,000 in additional funding for homeowners to purchase homes outside of the special flood hazard area within the county. And then with county approval, they can move outside the county using those funds. This money is tends to be very crucial in making these acquisitions go through. because sometimes there are duplication of benefits that we have to deal with other FEMA funding and insurance. It looks like currently we have 3 houses in Bladen County that are going to be acquired, with two additional houses that have requested a change of treatment from reconstruction to acquisition due to Hurricane Florence effects. So, to explain this a little bit, if we offer, based on fair market value, which is what the grant program requires, $100,000 for a home, but a light home outside of the special flow hazard area is $150,000, then we could potentially give them additional $50,000 to purchase their next home. This is not cash to the individuals. This actually would be requested when they have a closing, and the money would actually be written to the closing attorney in his trust to go down on the next home.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cogdell, second by
Second.
Ms. Trivett. Any discussion? Mr. Britt?
The ones that wants to relocate, is it fair to ask what areas these homes are? Are they in the severe flood area now, and they concerned about building back in a flood area?
Yes, sir. Most of them have.
So 3 of them are on 210 and Rowan.
I understand.
One of them on Lowfield Road and one of them on.
I just hate to lose residents, but I can understand the situation.
On Highway 11,
Not
near
knowing
Cape
the
River,
area and all.
flooded twice.
I understand.
So are we gonna make every effort to keep them in Blaine County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, sirs. Blaine County Library.
I'm here tonight, to ask you to consider accepting a bid submitted by Sherwin-Williams, Fayetteville for a carpeting and flooring project at my main library. I talked to 3 different companies, well, 4, because I talked to 2 different Sherwin-Williams, but only one was allowed to give me a quote, and that's the one here. Yeah. And then, I talked to, the flooring place here in Elizabethtown, and then another in Fayetteville. They all came in good measurements, but one did not provide me with a bid. So I do have 1 non-bid and then 2 bids.
Check with Do Right here in town.
That's exactly what I checked. Yes.
And I appreciate you checking local first. I wish that we were able to, give it to them local business, but there's too much of a spread there, so I'm a conviction.
Motion by Ms. Trivett, second by Mr. Gooden. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Dean, soil water.
Good evening, everyone. We got a contractor working on Carlos Creek right now. It's D.G. Jackson Construction. And we've had a request to, add on to this with Kitchens Branch, which would, take it up by the Baltimore Center, which is having some flooding. It's on Elmore Road. And, the money's in there to do that. We won't increase the amount per foot, we'll just increase the footage, and it's still within that projected range. So.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cogdell, second by Ms. Trivett. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item B.
Thank you. Harrison Creek is White Oak is also being cleaned right now, and we made the decision to go on up higher to the Cumberland County line because Cumberland County is going to also clean that beginning at the county line. So, and that will increase the footage, but this got a low bid on this thing pretty strong. So it's going to be $1.11 a foot, and to increase that, and that is also within the budget to do that.
Motion by Mr. Britt, second by Mr. Bullock. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
All right, we've got a memorandum of understanding with the Natural Resource Conservation Service, and this is already in place in Bladen County. And basically, we have a federal worker in our office, and they rent office space. And this is a memorandum, this is an agreement between NRCS, the Division of Soil and Water, Bladen County Government. And they just wanted to add 2 words into this thing, but we wanted to bring it to you. One is on the personnel management portion of it. they wanted to add in, item 6 of item E, for counties with, technicians cost shared through the state's cost share programs, responsibility for documenting hours for each funded. They omitted 1,040 hours, and they just wanted to add that. And also on the technical adequacy, it says when program contracts are developed, they just wanted to add when federal program contracts are developed. So there's just 2 word changes.
What do you recommend?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Make a
Motion to
motion.
approve. Second.
Motion by Mr. Tibbet, second by Mr. Gooden. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Dave.
Thanks.
Thank you for the, great job you're doing around this. It really looks good. Mr. Martin. Advisory board, I'm sorry. It's getting long now. Motion to reappoint Bloodmere Rural Fire District 2 members by Mr. Gooden.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bullock. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Cape Fear River Assembly. Anybody want that?
Motion to reappoint.
Motion to reappoint Mr. Bullock, second by Mr. Gooden. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? Carvers Creek Fire Service District Committee 3,
Motion to reapprove.
Mr. Bullock, motion to reappoint, Mr. Britt, second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? List down.
Reappoint.
Mr.
Second.
Gooden, second by Mr. Trivett. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? May the 20th, Animal Control Board 1, Dublin Fire District 2, Kelly Dyke and Drainage 2. Okay, Greg, now.
Thank you,
now,
Mr.
man,
Chairman.
now do you think?
I'd like to briefly review the calendar. I'll try to go quickly. Just want to point out this Thursday, the 18th, from 10 until 2, the Blaine County Special Olympics will be held at the middle school here in Elizabethtown. Offices are closed Friday in observance of the Good Friday and Easter holiday. On Monday, the 22nd at 11:30, the Blue Monday Shad Fry will be held at Locking Dam Number 1 down near East Arcadia. The diabetes workshops will resume at Baldwin Branch Church on Wednesdays at 5:30, beginning on the 24th. On Saturday, the 27th at 10 a.m., the annual Kelly Spring Fest will be held at the Kelly Ball Field. Also at 11 that day, the Blaine County Relay for Life will begin, and it will continue through 11 that evening. At the middle school here in Elizabethtown, at 11 a.m., the Child Abuse Prevention event will take place on the lawn here at the courthouse. And at 12 noon, the Child Abuse Awareness Walk from San Jose to the courthouse will begin. Moving over to May, the diabetes workshops continue on Wednesdays at 5:30. On Thursday, the 2nd, the JCPC annual Youth Recognition Luncheon will take place at the Powell Melvin Center. On Saturday, the 4th, at 10 a.m., the Carvers Creek May Day Festival will be held. There's a prayer service here on Monday, the 6th, at 8 a.m. There's a Board of B&R meeting that evening at 5:30 and the Board of Commissioners meeting at 6:30. On Tuesday, the 7th, at 8:30, the Ministerial Association meets at the hospital. On Saturday, the 11th, the East Arcadia May Day Festival will be held at 10 o'clock. The Health and Human Services Advisory Board meets on the 13th at 5:30. The Opioid Working Group will meet at Southeastern Carolina Crossroads at 2 p.m. on the 14th. On the 16th at 7 p.m., the Blaine County Fire Association meeting will take place at the Hickory Grove Fire Department. The Water Festival at White Lake will be held on the 17th and 18th. The board meets on Monday, the 20th at 6:30. On Thursday, the 23rd, from 9 until 4, the Cape Fear River Assembly Conference will be held at the Research Triangle Park. Offices will be closed on Monday, the 27th, in observance of the Memorial Day holiday. Yes, sir, Susan's annual.
I was gonna mention, because, our opioid task force, we're going to the Crossroads to have our next meeting. If you haven't been to the Crossroads, this will be an excellent opportunity to go. And the lady's gonna be here, and we're gonna start our strategic plan that day too. So it'd be a good opportunity if anyone wants to come.
They have a pretty good fundraiser in conjunction with Liberty Tax Service.
That was ten
That's
thousand.
15,000.
Yeah. What is the same thing?
One's a man, one's a female. Okay, Mr. Barker.
Thank you. The next, item B is to ask the board to consider scheduling a special meeting regarding the preliminary 2020 budget.
What's the pleasure of the board?
One meeting,
We're gonna
I
start
know
with
this is
one.
the, yes, it is.
You want me to do them all?
put some meetings on the schedule, so. we
All right,
can-
make some nominations, let's go.
Put some meetings on the schedule.
Give me some
Well-
dates.
What's the first?
One, the first one would be a preliminary meeting, and then, we still don't have requests from the school system, the community college. We're trying to get the tax, the business personal property values were due today. So we still have preliminary information yet to receive. But if we can go ahead and have a preliminary meeting, and then the proposed budget, we anticipate as usual, presenting to you at the second meeting in May.
College won't be here, it's about 6.
I know they have it on their agenda
Let's,
next week.
let's start with one, let's get one date, and if you wanna do another one, we'll do another one. But if you, we need one date for Greg to make his presentation to the commissioners around the budget, proposed budget. So what is a good date?
How much time do you think that you need?
2 hours.
Again, it's not really the formal proposed budget, it's preliminary.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
It'll take you-
I mean, just a couple of hours, I would think.
What about the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th?
April?
Is that too soon, Greg?
That's fine.
Of April?
Just remember, we don't have that information from,
Well, I know. What's that look like, guys?
Let's
Look
look
at-
at, let's look at
No,
the.
No, one of them.
Not the 25th, that would be a fine day for me.
No, that's the Black Summit.
I'll be out of
Yeah.
town. Let's do that 23rd.
No, I can't be here on that day.
What about 24th?
No, it's that's the only day that week I can do it's the 25th, so that won't work that week if y'all can't come.
What about the 30th?
Sounds good to me.
That's
Thursday.
fine.
What time you wanna do it? About, you wanna do it 4
What
o'clock?
time you gonna do it?
Can we do
Can
it
we
4?
do it earlier?
All day?
So we just have
What
school.
time does it get out?
At 5 o'clock.
How about May the 1st?
May the first?
May the 1st.
How about May the 1st?
What time of day we wanna do it, y'all? Talking
What
about?
time you gonna do it, Greg?
What time we do it?
it's up to you all, anytime,
I'm
fine.
with you, Greg.
Let's do
You
it.
gonna do it morning?
Whenever y'all want it, I'll be
10
here.
o'clock?
Let's do it, yeah, early, do it early.
10 o'clock, May the 1st.
10 o'clock, yeah. that works. Yeah.
All right.
9 o'clock?
Gotta do it at 8. You're gonna do it early, got a farmer here.
No, I can't.
Let's do it 9, let's do it 9 o'clock. We'll meet you halfway. We'll meet you halfway, Jake. 9 o'clock.
Y'all gonna miss the best part of the day.
Let's do 9 o'clock.
Let's do 6 o'clock.
Man, if I do 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We'll meet you halfway, Jake. 9 o'clock.
You got to have one sometime.
Well, let's do it May the 1st.
May the 1st, 9 o'clock.
May the first at 9
Is that
o'clock.
okay?
Yeah.
Budget
Can I get a
meeting.
motion?
Make a motion, we do it May
Motion
the
by
1st.
Mr. Britt, seconded by Mr. Cogdale.
May the first at 9 o'clock.
We'll be right here, Greg, or EOC.
We're gonna do that.
Do you need the EOC screen or not?
This screen would be fine.
We'll do it right
Whichever
here.
works better for the commissioners. We can meet now.
I think the EOC would be better.
Okay.
Let's build on here. Okay.
This
Oh,
screen,
that's better.
Yeah, Let's build on this.
All right.
We'll meet over there, please.
good.
So I got a motion, second, I get a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
May the 1st, Greg, can start.
Okay, good, thank you. The,
Thank you.
the next matter is to, consider approving a declaration of covenants and annexation agreement with the town of Elizabethtown, and this is for the voluntary annexation of the Blaine County Jail and Detention Center. And the purpose is to lower the water and sewer bill that the county we're currently pay an out-of-town rate. This will substantially reduce that cost.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Britt, second by Ms. Trivia, any discussion?
Wait a minute, what's all going in that jurisdiction when you put that boundary there? Is that whole blue area going there? What they get ready to include?
This
in
would
that?
include the parcel of property that facility currently sits on. We're also going to explore the ag center and operations as well. And
Yeah, operation.
That'd be, I say, why you put it all in there?
yeah, we will.
He's gonna explore. So we're gonna give, let's make a motion to explore adding county buildings on, what's that road?
County property.
Smith Circle.
Smith Circle. Will that motion be okay?
Yeah, okay.
Let's do it like that, and that way,
Don't we have a motion already on the floor?
If, I mean, if,
I had to change it a
You gonna
little bit.
amend the
Are
motion?
you amending it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to change it a little bit, cause give you leeway, Greg, so we have to vote
The
again.
whole thing.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Mr. Bullock, Your question?
Oh, I had a question,
Jeff's here to answer it.
we had earlier talked about revenue coming in from, housing inmates from the county and federal. How's that going?
It's going very good. We, matter of fact, submitted the application Friday to the feds.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the revenue coming in.
Making a request to the feds.
So you haven't received anything yet?
We've received a response back today. We've got to make one correction. That'll be sending that tomorrow. But I do know that the sheriff spoke with the U.S. Marshal today in a separate meeting, and that's something they want to proceed with. So it is a high priority.
Now, we're getting the revenue from housing inmates from other counties. Have we got anything there?
We get from, there's two different streams. We're looking at the federal reimbursement, housing federal inmates, but we're also getting the statewide misdemeanor confinement program, and we do get some revenue from that program.
Yeah, do you have an idea?
Off the top of my head, it's averaging about 20 inmates right now. I do know that there's been recent discussions with that program about adding or sending some more inmates this way, and they had indicated they are going to send some more inmates.
All right.
Okay, any other commissioner? I need, okay, Mr. Barton.
No, just before we get too far, just if we can circle back to item D, and that's to ask the board to consider.
Oh, I'm sorry.
approving. No, that's fine. I just didn't want to get too far down to the adjournment part of it. That got your attention.
That's,
There's and Mr. Bullitt mentioned it at the last meeting, but the Council of Governments is considering a broadband study,
Yeah.
and they have asked counties to participate. They have actually prorated the cost for each county based on the number of citizens in the county, based on the population. Bladen County's portion of the overall cost is $1,882. We have identified funds for that purpose.
what's pleasure, board? Motion by Mr. Brett, second by Mr. Good, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Thank you.
One thing I need to do, there was some concern about diversity and how people are promoted and things like that, so, myself, Arthur Bullock, and Ashley Tribbitt will be on that committee.
Committee,
Y'all form with the committee now that,
Yep,
Looking at that.
that's the committee, that's okay with the board.
it's fine with me, as long as y'all trying
Okay.
to do your job.
all right.
We're gonna work separately, but we have a county diversity team, but we will mingle some, and we will bring back, more to come, how about that? Anything else for the betterment of Blaine County?
Off motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Ms. Tribbitt, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.